Thank you for joining us today. I want to go ahead and first introduce some people that are here with us. First, we have our Director of Business Development, Ryan McConnell. He will be going over the majority of this presentation with us today. And also in the room, we have our Corporate Trainer, Brandon Gomez. So with that said, we're going to get started here and go over the agenda. First, we're going to talk about IP data cell just a little bit on the history side, and then after that, we'll go a little bit more into the product review side of the CAT CDMA. Shortly after that will be the CAT technical review, and why IP data cell, what's the benefits of IP data cell, features we can provide to you, so on and so forth. And of course, lastly, we'll go over the support on that. And with that said, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Ryan McConnell. And take it away, Ryan.
Thank you, Bear. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to let you know a little bit about IP Data Cell. One, we were founded in 2007. Kind of started as an ISP and then moved on to developing alarm communicators. So we're built with the mind of engineering, building these alarm communicators, provide monitoring using the communications network, and our goal is to enable our dealer partners to integrate and spend more time selling, less time servicing their accounts. The reason for being, analog lines are dying, voice over IP causes issues with cellular with alarm transmissions. Cellular is now and IP is the future. We make alarm systems smart. Next up, we're going to go through a product review, specifically on our IPD CAT CDMA. This device is extremely versatile, great for 2G replacements and takeovers. It provides the communication that you need. Using the CDMA network on Verizon. We also have an available IP to IP setup, which allows you to communicate to your central station over IP from our network rather than using analog lines and relying on voice over IP. It's a simple connection, simple 4 to 6 wire connection, which includes power, tip and ring, and optional key switch. It automatically syncs to towers. All of our devices are pre-provisioned, which means that we program these devices in-house before we send them out. So simply apply power and you're off to the races. Some of the features of the IP Data Cell's CAT unit allows you to arm and disarm, receive notifications. We have a 90-day event log, and all of the devices from IP Data Cell are over-the-air firmware upgradable. The purpose of this device is a low-cost 2G replacement for most panels that communicate in contact ID. It's also a cost-effective option over the competition. So under connected services, if you really want to create a sticky customer, interactive services is extremely important. Providing an arm and disarm function through the app and through the website. You will receive notifications for every event by user and by zone. As mentioned, the event log is 90 days. Regardless of what's in the panel, you can go back 90 days to retrieve any activity on your security system. So these 3 features are used to really upsell the client. It's not just a boring old alarm system. Making an ordinary alarm system extraordinary. So we also have some security and home automation statistics for you. Right now, about 35% and growing, some sort of interactive service is provided with each security system. And there's a lot of talk in the industry about home automation, but in actuality, less than 2% of the entire industry is using control of lights, locks, thermostats. So we'll go through a technical review of the CAT. So there's a picture of our CAT unit, very small, fits right next to the alarm panel, not inside the alarm panel. As far as compatibility goes, we communicate with most panels that transmit contact ID. So you could have an old NAPCO, an old Honeywell panel, an old GE panel. All of those will be able to work with the CAT unit as long as they're programmed for contact ID. So I also wanted to show the key switch arming and disarming. Most customers are really just wanting an on and off feature, something very simple to use. So in addition to the tip and ring connection and the power, you can also hook up to a programmable output and an open zone on the panel to toggle the alarm system on and off. The question's often asked, how do we know? We actually do a voltage check between the device and the panel to make sure we're getting an accurate reading as to whether the panel is armed or disarmed. So where to buy? IPDatatel.com will provide you with user guides, installation guides, and where to buy. We're at most all low voltage distribution within the security industry and definitely at all the majors. We also use rep firms that are out in the field to help us with distribution and dealer meetings, and they are specialists in this field. We use Security Solutions, who covers our East Coast, LRG, who covers the central U.S., and we also use HTS, who covers the western region of the United States. So as mentioned, in regards to support, which you can find on the website, online troubleshooting resources, we basically give you a knowledge base, videos for installation and programming. You have some online resources, alarmdealer.com, which is where you'll register all of your devices, create and manage accounts. We have an available setup.alarmdealer.com, which will use the same username and password as alarm.com for your technicians so that they can check signal strength and confirmation of signals to the central station. We also have a Secure Smart guide for the app. Secure Smart's a free download in the App Store for iPhone and Android. Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Central. And we have an email at techsupport@ipdatatel.com. So why IP Datatel? We're a very forward-thinking company. We started out with IP-only products and added cellular to our lineup. We built an elaborate mesh network that is all based on IP transmissions. And these devices are easily connected and fully redundant. So cellular is now. Everybody's using some sort of cellular solution, but you have to start thinking that IP is the future. Connecting phone systems to voice over IP or connecting alarm systems to voice over IP is extremely risky. There's a lot of packet loss that could occur between the transmission from the alarm panel to the central station. And you also have a lot of customers that may be monitored over POTS lines right now that are being changed over to voice over IP lines without notice. And the great thing about IP is that it's guaranteed until Al Gore turns it off. So IP Datatel saves you money. We reduce your customer costs. Our communicators enable the dealer to utilize existing alarm panels as well as new panels. Use what's in the home already. Don't go out and buy a big, expensive security system. Reduce your service costs. With over-the-air firmware upgrades, it really helps to reduce truck rolls. You can increase profit margins. Because we charge a lower RMR than our competitors, you're able to pass those savings along to the customer with adding value and increasing the RMR of a basic alarm system. And increased reliability. If you look in the industry right now, Verizon CDMA is probably the #1 cellular technology being used because of its coverage and longevity, which helps to go against any 2G sunset concerns or challenges that have occurred in the past couple of years. So as mentioned, IP Datatel is your 2G hotspot. So how do you make more money with IP Datatel? As we discussed in the last slide, I've got a return on investment calculator here for different levels of installation. If you install 5 to 20 systems per month, in year 1, your total savings is going to be about $11,470 using IP Datatel. In year 5, that goes all the way up to $82,000. If you look at year 1 again, for more installations, closer to 20, you have $45,000 in savings, and by year 5, that's $328,000 in savings. That includes both your upfront installation costs and your recurring service charges to the customer. And the reason we got to those numbers is because it's about a total savings of $150 per installation. So one more ROI calculator for 50 to 100 installs per month. If you look at year 1, your total savings on install and service is about $114,000. And by year 5, that's $820,000. And here's another example of higher volumes with savings of $229,000 in year 1 and $1.6 million in year 5. Now at this time, we'll open up for questions and provide you some answers.
And if you want to type the question or just raise your hand, we can unmute you at any time as well. Or just simply, again, just type the question and we can unmute you there as well.
All right, so the first question is, how can I get video? Right now, IP Datatel is utilizing our Gateway 3.0, provides for simple control of lights, locks, and thermostats, and we'll also provide live look-in with the use of access cameras. So the next question is, how are we getting ROI numbers? We've done an intense dealer study with dealers across the country. looking at what they were using before for products and what they've been almost forced to use now with replacing the entire alarm system, and switching to IP with the over-the-air firmware upgrades and even some of our Keybus connected devices. Running service calls has become a thing of the past. The average dealer size in that wheelhouse was between 60 to 100 installs per month, all the way down to 5 to 10 installs per month. So the next question is a very good question. What causes the major savings? Is it being able to use the interactive keypad? And the answer is yes. There are a few things. When you're using the CAT product that we just reviewed, having over-the-air firmware upgrades and being able to connect to, basically have a universal connection to any alarm panel that communicates contact ID, your upfront costs are cut right away. You don't have to replace motion detectors and glass breaks or keypads. You can use everything that's existing in the home. The other side of that is that on our BAT CDMA, which is a Keybus connected device, being able to have upload and download and also a virtual keypad, you don't need to have the customer take off work or ruin a Saturday with the family. You're able to remotely diagnose and hopefully resolve the issue over the phone without having to run a truck. The savings also is going to involve the interactive keypad. Absolutely, there's more savings. It's RMR and value. You know, when I sold alarm systems back in the day, it was you have a phone line. If you didn't have a phone line, or you had to have a phone line, it had to be backed up by cellular. That's just a thing of the past. So the other question is, can you use other cameras other than Access? And that is yes, we can. Hike Vision, Foscam, Vivatech, and Access. Another one?
You can unmute them if you have better function on that.
Okay. There we go. One of the questions was in regards to device registration. All of the MAC IDs are specific for that device and cannot be duplicated or sent to another dealer. Once that device is registered, it's tied to you for life unless you send us a letter that allows us to release that device to another company. So in regards to communication, the question was on supervision. On average, most of your cellular carriers and providers are going to give you a 24-hour supervision, which basically means the device checks in once a day. We recommend having your panel send in a daily test, but in addition to that, a good supervision time is going to be every 24 hours. All right, are there any other questions? No. So the question was, do we have a test and evaluation program?
And we kind of do this case by case. But if you are interested in using IP Datatel and would like to move forward and increase your activations, absolutely. Please call 713-452-2700 and follow the prompts for sales. So the next question, any zip code updates on 2G? We wish this information was more readily available. We have a total world, by the end of or beginning of 2017. We already have areas that have been shut down and are shut down without notice right away. Everybody's talking about that. Even, some folks at the provider for the 2G have even said, you got to scramble and get it done now. So the next question is upload and download using Honeywell's Compass software or DSC's DLS software. This is available on our BAT CDMA and our BAT Wi-Fi products. Those products are Keybus connected, so Keypad emulation, and you're able to upload and download those panels. The way that we worked is we engineered a way to connect to the same system that you're using, but turn our, what we call U-Downloader on when you're not using a Honeywell or DSC product, and when you are using us to use, to basically toggle our device on. It's a free download. There's no charges, no additional charges to use that service. It's free with every account. We have one question that we just received on basically providing information to the panel. We would definitely like to talk to you about that. I'd like to get some more information, so we'll be calling you right after this webinar. Thank you, Keith. Good. All right, if there are no other questions, we just want to say thank you very much from the team here at IP Datatel. We look forward to providing wonderful service every single day. Again, my name is Ryan McConnell, Director of Business Development here at IP Datatel. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me. Again, 713-452-2700. Have a great day.